All right, Royal Influence Intuition 8. It's me. So, this morning, I had to help a gentleman realize that it's a lot to be grateful, thankful, and happy about. No matter what, because he was going into a strong, detailed pain he was going through. And I had to share with him that pain is meant to build you, brother. I know it might be hurting right now, and you might be going through something right now, but whatever that is, brother, you still breathing. You still can move around. You got your hands, you got your feet, you got the activity, as the old ladies in Christianity used to say, boy, you got the activity of your limbs. So you all right. No matter what you're going through, everything's perception. I remember when I was a Christian, I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't know any better. And so I would never go against another religion, even though I was participating in a specific group of people that belonged to a specific society, because churches got different types. It's a whole bunch of them. Universal speaks and says to all individuals that all things work together. The universal status says all things work together, no matter what belief system it is. All of them work together. They work together to accomplish a purpose for the human being. Now, if that's where a person want to be, I don't see why we fight and argue about these different things when it's all universal. Universal law says you could do whatever you want to do, long as you're not hurting the innocence of the equilibrium. Long as you're not hurting the innocence of something that's equal, it's nothing wrong with whatever you do. It's when we affect things with the innocence. If you affect something that's innocent and you cause it to do something that is totally different, then yeah, you are affecting the individual, making them make a decision in a negative way. But if you are an individual and you're doing it for your own spiritual growth, I don't think anything's wrong with whatever you want to do. Because in the end of all of it, you're going to find yourself being rewarded for what you've done. Now, if you've done a whole bunch of stuff that was different, you've done a lot of things that were not a benefit, you're going to be rewarded for that. So that's why a person said, well, do you still fight? Yeah, I fight. I'll defend myself, but I'm going to do my best to not do that. I'm going to run. I'm going to avoid conflict. I'm going to do everything in my power so this individual don't get himself into a situation with the universe and the deities by bothering me. See, when you have knowledge, it's just like a person saying, man, that's red. I know that's red. That person keeps saying it's red. But you have an understanding that red is a mixture. Red is a mixture of many other colors. That's why I say when you look at the universal side of all things, you'll see that it all means something. And we have to go back to the form, and I know a lot of people, they don't like it when I say that. We have to go back to that word, L-O-V-E. Now, I'm not trying to mess with anybody's belief system. I'm not trying to harm you. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I want people to think. Use that brain. Use that mind that you've been given. That's what you're going to be rewarded on. The things you've done. with your mind? Have you been creative? What have you created? How's your name gonna live on? Is your husband doing anything to help that bloodline live on to be something better and bigger? Because there is no, when you look at the universe and universal laws, there is no right and wrong. And a person be like, man, did you say that? See, I have an overstanding of how everything is. And if you go back to, let's look at the human beings. When the human beings were created, it was the people who had the most power that governed people's behaviors. And I don't care what you say, what you think. I ain't read this in no book. You got to use your common sense, use your mind, and use all the gifts that you've been given. Everybody has potential. Everybody has energy that they can use that's going to benefit this nation. And we got to start looking at things saying, what is the benefit of this? What is the outcome of this? What is the best decision to make that's going to benefit me and going to benefit others? We have to get to that point that we stop criticizing, beating up people, hating people. All this is going to be gone. We're moving into, and I mean, a lot of people saying, hey man, hey, I'm going to say this. Respect to those that have no power in them other cities. We're all going to be facing it. We're all going to face no power. Now, I got that from spirit. I don't know how long it is, but we're all going to deal with a point where there's no power. And I'll say that if I was standing before powerful people, if I was standing before people that mean something, otherwise they got power in society. They even know power is going to be lost. Now, my compassion goes out to people that have not prepared. You don't even have a gallon of water in your house. You don't have nothing in your refrigerator. I'm telling you, I'm gonna say the basics, okay? And I don't like to use them, but at one point I worked I worked for them. You can go to FEMA.gov and they'll give you a list of everything you need to do to prepare for when the power's out. Power's going out. I'll say that from spirit, okay? They say, well, which spirit you talking about? I don't like to call it Holy Spirit because a lot of us don't even understand what that means. So I'm going to just say spirit, okay? So spirit has shown me that we're going to be without power for at least a week to 8 days. That's what you want to prepare for. What would you do with no power? Nobody could go to the stores. Nobody could go to the market. And there was no power nowhere. Do you have a little backup? Them things cost $300 or $400. Do you got a little backup power supply? You know, because what we need to do when this happened is the same thing we done when that power went out. I don't know if it was 12, 11 years ago. Everybody on the block brought their barbecue pits out. It was almost like a block party in the darkness. Everybody just started helping out each other. Neighbors looked out for each other. Now I was staying on a street called, well, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I can't speak on things that had something to do with areas that I lived. Anyway, I was staying on the west side when that power failure happened. And I was still working at a beautiful job at that time. And so anyway, you want to prepare. In one city, I'm not sure if it's Indiana or where it's at, well, wherever it's at, Wisconsin, somewhere in that little area, people are without power. The media not talking about it. Ain't nobody talking about it. But their whole city is without power. And I think they've been like that for about 6, maybe a week. And ain't nobody saying nothing. That's what's so interesting. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's reaching out to help them. And it's so interesting because some people don't even know that it's a group of people not far from Michigan that has no power. And they haven't had power in like 5, 6, or 7 days. Well, that's the beginning. When you see a bad thing happen, that's an example of what you should prepare for or what not to do. A lot of times things be right in front of our face and we don't even acknowledge it. You don't say, God bless them people, God help them, God keep them. You just say, oh, fuck it. It don't mean nothing. It does mean something. Everything we do means something. Now, I'm not going against no powers, no government, or anything. I'm telling you to prepare. The whole point of Royal Influence Intuition 8 is to make you think, help you use your mind, and help bring balance to this planet. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want your money. I ain't trying to be popular. I ain't trying to be your friend to go hang out at the bar. I stopped going to bars. I don't drink anymore. And soon I won't be smoking marijuana anymore. I'm on a level where I'm trying to find success. I'm on a level trying to find balance in the planet. Because if we had balance, we wouldn't have none of this garbage we be going through right now. We wouldn't. You know, communities can take care of themselves. I'm going to say that again. You know, communities can take care of themselves if people would just come together. You can grow your own food. We're crying because people have tainted our food from overseas. I personally think you can grow your own food. Personally, you can grow your own food, especially you people that have houses. Y'all got your own house, you paying a mortgage. You got a whole backyard with nothing but dirt. You can grow your own stuff right there. You can put a greenhouse in your backyard. It ain't got to be a big thing. It could be just for you and your family. But there are several things you can do to offset all these things coming because everything has to change. It's nothing to be mad or sad about. Everything has to change from A to Z. Whatever you can think of, we're in a period of transition and change. And so that means that you need to prepare. Don't get so focused on every day what you're doing. Because when the power go out, you won't be doing a damn thing. You won't watch TV. You won't go shopping. You won't go to the mall. You won't go to work. You're going to be without power trying to survive. And you can have happiness with no power. I didn't come on here for that. I came on here to basically share that it had something to do with the mind. We got to use our minds more than a lot of things and start having more compassion towards other people. That's all I'm here to say. And basically what I did with the older gentleman, I encouraged him. I helped him see that he wasn't in the worst situation that he thought he was in. I helped him see that life is always good. Life is always good. It's how you perceive in your mind what you're doing every day. What is your perception? You allowing that TV, which the old people called the idiot box, you allowing that to dictate your behaviors? Are you allowing commercials to govern your life? Are you allowing all these influences that have no benefit to humanity's elevation? But yet we allow all these disagreeable influences to affect our decisions, our behaviors, and our actions. And that has to stop. That has to stop. You're a unique individual with unique gifts, with unique creativity, and you got to start using that. That's what's going to elevate you to the highest place of success. You going to do it. Not God, not Jesus, not none of these messiahs that people look to. They're not going to do anything but govern themselves. And when you go to these people, are they giving you any money? Are they paying your bills? What exactly are you getting from all these different spiritual teachers? How are they benefiting your life? That's the first question. Second, where are these people that we're influenced by? What are their behaviors? What are their actions? What exactly are they doing that's benefiting you, your family? And if they ain't doing shit for you, then you need to stop doing it. For real. We go around cycles of circles. Then we die. For real. We go in cycles, circles. And how's that benefiting you? How's that influencing the people you deal with every day? That's how I deal with people. When people talk to me, I give them something to think about. Think. Use your brain. We don't use our brains. We don't use our mind. Think, folks. Think. And if you want to do anything, go start studying emergencies. What would you do in an emergency? Half of y'all ain't even got a fire extinguisher in your house. Some people still don't have smoke detectors, and they give them away free at the fire department. For real. So what are we doing? Everybody's reading tarot cards, reading the Bible. Give your life to Jesus. I tell you what, when that power go out, see how many pastors help you. See how many pastors going to open up their doors and say, hey, you can come rest here. See how many churches going to do that. And it's 30,000. No, it's in the yellow pages, I think it was 60,000. That's Michigan. So you got 60,000 registered churches, ministries. And what are they doing? If we got that many people supposed to be living Christ-like, where they at? How many churches open today? I can't go get a meal nowhere if I was home. I'm not homeless anymore. But when I was homeless, I passed a whole bunch of churches, doors closed. They ain't feeding nobody. But on Sunday, they pass that offering plate around. He wants you to pay your tithes. He got the best suit, the best car. And I don't want to say that, but some of them got the best woman. I'm gonna leave that alone. No, I'm not a church basher, but I'm gonna wake their ass up. They ain't even doing the basics. I don't want to go into that because I'm not supposed to criticize Christianity. I'm not supposed to do that. And I have to stop doing that. And I'm not going to say I repent. Y'all forgive me. And don't run me over on my bike. Yeah. So we're human beings. And we have to think about humanity before we think about ourselves. You have to think about your family before you think about yourself. How would you survive when the power go out? I've said this years ago. I told y'all these days was coming years ago. Go back and look at when I started. I had 3 platforms, so yeah. So as somebody else would say, what are we supposed to do, Sheldon? I don't know, prepare. What would you do? What do you do when power go out now? Do you panic? Don't be fearful. That's what they want you to do, be scared and be in fear. No, we got to love our people. There's nothing wrong with being in darkness. Darkness, just as well as light, they exist. It's what you do with it. What's your actions? What's your behavior? What's your deeds? That's what's most important. Your behavior in a crisis. Your behavior when disagreeable actions happen. You ain't supposed to just stand around and look at a disagreeable activity. You're supposed to get away and go meditate. Get some insight of what you can do so things like that don't happen. We stand around and look at people. Dead man laying in the street and y'all just standing around looking. That's nothing to look at. That's not a beautiful thing. As human beings, we got to have more compassion. We got to start alerting our mind to what actually am I doing?